Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Wisconsin lawmakers are passing a bill that would require public schools to ban students from using cell phones in classrooms. Supporters like Republican State Senator Rachel Cabral-Cabrera say that will help students focus.
When we look at polls, 97% of children will utilize their phone at least once a day within the classroom.
Democratic State Senator Melissa Radcliffe worries about communication during emergencies.
Would be a dangerous step backward in ensuring the immediate safety of our children, especially in the wake of recent horrific shootings and crises.
Most school districts across the state have already implemented some form of a cell phone restriction. The bill now heads to the governor's desk. It's an effort to revamp and renovate correctional facilities in Wisconsin. Governor Tony Evers is asking for the State Building Commission to release $15 million for the state budget to help state-run prisons. The release of the funding would help close down Green Bay Correctional Institution, Copper Lake, and Lincoln Hills schools. The funding would also help with the development of adding space to other state facilities and help establish vocational programs for inmates nearing their release date. The State Building Commission plans to meet on October 28th. Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin has paused abortion services at the Milwaukee, Sheboygan, and Madison locations due to the Big Beautiful Bill. OBGYN and former congressional candidate Dr. Kristen Leary says this.
Family planning, it's STI screening for sexually transmitted infections, it's contraception, it's cancer screening, it's preventive care, so much other stuff. The way that the bill was written would take down Planned Parenthood clinics all across the country. And we don't want our patients who need all of these other services, who rely on these other services.
About 4% of Planned Parenthood services are abortions. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of adjustment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So it's been one of those days already. Like it literally just started and it went south. So the only thing you can do, the only way you can make it work, what's that old saying? make lemonade from lemons. When life gives you lemons, thank you, Glenn. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonades. Well, my lemonade is that my computer rebooted and it just opened up, but then all of the things that are at the bottom, they're not there. So if you call me on the phone, I might not talk to you. I'm just saying. if you, well, no, I'm not going to talk to you. If you play a commercial, I might see it. I'm just kidding. So I'm in a quandary, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm in a quandary because I have something I need to say to President Donald Trump, and my fear is that sometimes when you say things, people come after you. But I have it on good authority. He's not going to come after me because I'm not going to say anything mean. I'm just going to ask what I think is a very simple question, because it's kind of weird to me. It's kind of bizarre to me. And I don't really know what to do with it. I don't really know what to say about it. And I've talked to other people about it. And then I was watching the news the other day, and it popped up. And I said to myself, I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing. I thought the exact same thing. And so I thought I'd just ask. And this way, I won't run into any issues. I won't run into anybody saying, well, that's not what you meant. That's not what you said. I'm expecting right now to get a call from Al from Sherman Park. So I'm telling you right now, just hold the line open for Al, because I know he's going to call. Matter of fact, Al, why don't you just start calling out? 833-212-1017 is the number. Al, the regular Al, the other Al, you start calling too. Here's my question. Dear President Trump, how is it that you could go into a place where people have hated each other for at least 4 millennia? For like 4,000 years, they've been hating on each other every day, blowing each other up, shooting each other, bombing people, killing children, beheading people, all kind of back and forth. Israel, Hamas, Israel, Palestine, the PLO, Yasser Arafat, all that stuff that's been going on when I was a kid, wondering, what's that about? Like, why are they so mad at each other? Then somebody showed me, see, here in the Bible it said this, and historically it said this, and this said that, and this said that. I'm like, wow. So you have documented proof, documented information, historical information that Jews and Arabs don't like each other. Nope, Arab is incorrect. Jews and Muslims don't like each other. And the person said, yes. I said, so then how does it end? Well, Israel became a state in 1948. And I think it was pre-UN. I don't think we had a UN. I think we had just like that whole global thing of nations, which then turned into the UN. And we got this argument and this fight off and on, creep in your area, creep in my area. The countries change, the borders change. And so we're going to give you this little strip of land so y'all can be okay, but then we going to run the strip of land. Well, you're not giving us a strip of land then. You're lording it over us. What's that about? So it went on and on and on and on and on until finally, October 7th of last year, or maybe 2 years ago. Well, it was 400 and something days, so it must have been a year and some change. All heck broke loose. Whatever it was. 7/7. All heck broke loose. And the terrorist group Hamas rolled into Israel and killed like 1,500 people, 1,000 people. No, I'm not being flippant. I don't remember the number. And so it goes on and on and on and on, and it's through 2 presidencies. And finally, Donald Trump sits down, president of the United States, and basically crushes it. And so even people that hate Donald Trump are like, yeah, he did it. And so I learned something new from it. When you want 2 people who think they're right, and one is stronger than the other, you push the stronger person up, and you take the weaker person and you push them all the way down. Now, I know that sounds anti-intuitive. It sounds unintuitive. It sounds weird, but yet that's what they do. So what he did is he went in and he made Israel strong, and he built them up, and they got military, they got all this stuff, and you're doing great, and it's wonderful. And he went to Hamas and basically said, what are you doing? You're little people. You're nobody, right? And he pushed one down. He built the other one up. And then he went to them and said, hey, you see how big you are? Yeah, if you crush Hamas, you know how you're going to look in the world? You know how things are going to look for you? You're going to look like a big bad bully. What are you doing? Make a deal. You got the power here. And then he went to Hamas and said, hey, dude, yeah, you're a bug on a carpet. You on a shag carpet. Can't nobody even see you. At least on a regular carpet, you can see you crawling on the top. They can't even see you. You down in the shag. And Israel's about to take their heel, the heel of their boot, and crush you. So you need to come to the table. And then he went to Qatar, and he went to Saudi Arabia, and he went to all these other Muslim countries and said, hey, y'all need to get on board to tell these dudes, because if Israel get upset and then Israel pulls in America, then everybody pulls in Russia, then China, we're going to have World War III. And what's going to happen is all of these Muslim countries are going to get crushed because nuclear weapons are going to wipe out the region. Or y'all could put some pressure on this weak dude over here called Hamas and say, you need to do what you need to do. Right? Do what you need to do. They went to Hamas and said, hey, dude, we ain't got your back no more. Like, wait. Nope, we ain't got your back no more. You're on your own. And now you got this little itty-bitty Hamas on this small strip of land, some of the most fertile land in the world. And they said, y'all need to roll out. I was like, what? It's like, y'all need to roll out. Y'all need to give the hostages back. They'll give yours back. And we'll start over with talks. But let's do that. Benjamin Netanyahu was trying to stretch it out because he knew the president had him charged with like fraud and taking gifts and all kind of stuff, right? So Benjamin said, I'm going to milk this for as long as I can. And he did until he didn't. And then Donald Trump said to him, why you so effing stubborn? Dude, get it done. And if you don't get it done, I'm out. And if something break off over here, I'm not coming back. I'm not sending troops. You're on your own. And in my mind's eye, Benjamin Netanyahu sat back and went, England is shaky. Germany is shaky. Italy is shaky. The other countries ain't going to kick in. And that means I'm going to have Russia and China and quite possibly North Vietnam whooping up on me. Yeah, I think I need to give in. And he gave in. And they released the hostages. And they released the bodies of the hostages that died. And everybody's singing Kumbaya. Maybe Kumbaya. Not Kumbaya, because they ain't all together. So, Mr. President, dear President Trump, that was some great negotiating. You came in and you used the art of the deal. And you put together a deal, and it worked. And now all the people that were against you, the Hillary Clintons of the world and all the people that bashed you, stood up and said, all the talk show hosts, all the companies that were afraid of you stood up and said, you did good. And you did. Can you take that same proudness and open up the government? How is it that you could fly a couple thousand miles away and two people that haven't gotten along for 4,000 years together, and you can't bring Congress and the Senate together. You can't bring Republicans and Democrats together. What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't understand it. Dear President Trump, regarding the government shutdown, you need to fix it.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
I'm going to say something. I'm a conservative, as you know. I might not agree with you all the time, but even when I don't agree with you, you crack me up. And the other guy, he just pretends conservative all day. And you do make me think. But when you do better than anyone, you think on your feet.
Now that was a compliment coming from somebody who is as Trump-loving as he is, that can appreciate what we do here.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Contract-ready businesses, opportunity seekers, partnership builders, deal closers. Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, is focused on you. This event puts small businesses like yours in the room with buyers, partners, and mentors who can help open doors to bigger opportunities. Join us online December 9th, in person December 10th and 11th at the Baird Center in downtown Milwaukee. Whether you're in construction, looking for contracts, or a service provider ready to grow, Marketplace Wisconsin is for you. Meet one-on-one with government reps, corporate buyers, and resource providers. Small businesses like yours keep Wisconsin moving forward. Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation is here to propel your growth. So join them for Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, December 10th and 11th. Register at marketplacewisconsin.com. That's marketplacewisconsin.com. Presented by WEDC. Let's look forward together.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. What you doing up in here, Tory Lowe? Whatever you lost, I sold it. I don't even know what he lost. He'd be like, that's my knife and my baseball bat. I'm like, no, I didn't sell that. 833-212-1017 is the number. Stream and watch us live on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a minute of a live show. All right. Also want to remind you, want to tell you about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When it comes to your home, the smart play is trusting Gina Della and her team at Pella this month. You can score a whole house of new energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable thanks to incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping the drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. All right. Let me see. Hey, what's up, Kwanda? How's it going? Willie? Hey. Babar? Sincere Ronnie Ray. How come y'all don't put a D on doctor? Please don't do that. I'm just teasing. SE, what's going on? Who else is here? Everybody's here. Everybody hang out. Not really. A city girl is hanging around. Make sure y'all tell y'all friends. Dimitri, what's going on? Tell your friends. Just come over to YouTube and hit the notification bell. Follow us. Download the app, and we can really get it going. And who knows what the future might hold? Might do some online chat meetups and run off at the mouth and do all sorts of things. Quanda said, I asked where the compliment in Allenz. I don't understand what that means. That's something else. Dr. Ken, off subject, who picks the commercials? Do y'all have a say on them? Just curious. Not really. I mean, people want to advertise because they want to reach a particular market. And so they advertise. And, maybe we'll talk about that one day. Because if you know businesses, if you know people who want to reach our listeners, which is I might add, quite diverse in terms of being black and white and Hispanic and Asian and male and female, you can check it out. I mean, you can just reach us here at 101.7 The Truth, and it's about to holler at you. Okay, so what's Sincere talking about? Dr. Ken, okay, he got that. What do I know about what? Dimitri, what you talking about? Dimitri said, yes, make it make sense, Mr. President. It makes sense. We just now need to take the extra step. They're just standing on the Republican-Democrat thing. And at some point, somebody's got to break that. But until the public breaks it, you and I, we're gonna keep this drama nonsense going. I'm just saying. You can broker a deal with Hamas and Israel, but you can't do the same thing for Congress and the Senate. Like, it's just weird. It's just bizarre. Makes absolutely no sense. Is it a priority? I think not. We got political division. We got leadership issues. We need some accountability here. I'm just saying. We really need some accountability here. Jeez. My God. 22 minutes after the hour, 58 degrees in Milwaukee. The low tonight is 52, so it's not going to get much colder, although the wind is about 9 miles an hour, so you might feel a little chill. But, I got a couple things I want to talk about, but mostly today, you know what I'm talking about? White people. The culture, not the people. Not the people. I'm not going to be racist. I just have some things. So I don't know if you heard about. There's a story on thegrio.com where Republican Party is being called out after leaked messages from leaders of several young Republican groups revealed racist remarks and jokes about things like slavery and rape. U.S. Representative Yvette Clarke, chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus, said in a statement to the Grio, it's extremely disturbing to know how the next generation of Republican leaders behaves when they believe no one is watching. The climate that has been unleashed since Donald Trump first came into the scene. And let me be clear, and I'm going to speak my history. This wasn't around when Donald Trump started. This was around before Donald Trump started. This was around before Barack Obama became president. It exacerbated and it became ridiculous after Obama became president. So let's be clear. If we could put up with Richard Nixon, if we could put up with Lyndon Baines Johnson, we could pretty much put up with anything. And then we got Obama, and white folks lost their mind. The bombshell investigative report came from Politico, which exposed the private text messages exchanged among several young Republicans, some of whom worked for Republican lawmakers and received party endorsements from prominent MAGA figures, including Roger Stone, longtime advisor to President Donald Trump. The scrutinized texts included conversations between Peter Guinta, Giunta, former chair of the New York State Young Republicans. Well, they're young people. They're kind of dumb. William Hendricks, the vice chair of the Kansas Young Republicans. Alex Dwyer, Kansas Young Republicans, the chair. Bobby Walker, vice chair of New York. And Luke Moseman, Moseman, M-O-S-I-M-A-N, the chair of the Arizona Young Republicans. Joe Maligno, General Counsel for the New York State Young Republicans, and Rachel Hope, Events Chair of Arizona Young Republicans. Many of the texts targeted Black Americans, Latinos, they're actually Americans, hello, Jewish Americans, and Asians. Here's some of the things they said. I'd go to the zoo if I wanted to watch monkey people play ball. Referring to the NBA playoff game, he also referred to black people as watermelon people. Hendricks also made similar references to racist tropes about black people and food, writing in July, Bros is at a chicken restaurant ordering his food. Would he like some watermelon and Kool-Aid with that? Hendricks lost his job as communications assistant for Republican Kansas Attorney General Chris Kobach as a result of the leaked texts. Guenta, former chair of New York State Young Republicans, wrote approvingly about slavery in a text celebrating the ideology of a young Republican group in Orange County, New York. They support slavery and all that SH blank blank. Referring to the term based, which is known in internet culture to mean something is good or because of DEI, which really wasn't out when older people got, so which is dumb all by itself. They think that every black person that goes to a school like Harvard or Yale or Princeton only got in because they were black. And how much of a disservice it is to them because they're going to struggle. What idiot came up with that? Do you say that to white people that go to Harvard and struggle? That the only reason they got in because their mother? Oh, that's right. It was groups of white people that were paying to get their kids put in those schools. Not us. We wasn't the ones doing it. Interesting. It's unfortunate, but this is the type of stuff that we have to put up with every single day. Every single day. When we come back, I want to talk about white assumptions and black reality. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here is Debbie Lazaga.
We do have an accident. We did have an accident at 25th Street on westbound 94. Now, they have been able to take that one off the freeway. We're still seeing delays coming out of the Marquette interchange and again all the way through the Stadium interchange to about Hawley Road. Eastbound, though, that backup is right out of the zoo. It's pretty solid all the way past Hawley Road. Another issue on Brewers Boulevard, southbound, south of the freeway, just about at National Avenue, that first major intersection right there. We have the left lane blocked with a broken down vehicle, so watch out for that. Beyond that, on westbound 94, beyond the Highway 100 area, we do have backups all the way into Waukesha County, pretty much past Calhoun. On the bypass heading southbound, you got backups out of the zoo interchange all the way down to about Lincoln. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, gradual clearing, a low of 52. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a slight chance for a shower, a high of 65. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Immerse yourself in a place where bold ideas are sought after, where all are encouraged to bring their personal flourish. Here, innovation is a way of life. In this city, the beat flows. Together, we're dancing to the rhythm. Forward. Now, it's your turn to grab hold of that energy, where you'll remember not just the meals, the celebrations, or the uncommon coast. What you'll remember is how we made you feel. Come experience Milwaukee, where fresh meets fearless every day.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old. That sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because your compassion can change a life. American Humane Society strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive On collaboration in the Gimbel-Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, you know, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, like that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers are heading to the desert to play the Arizona Cardinals, who are now 2-4. Packers currently sit atop the NFC North at 3-1-1. The Brewers lose Game 2 of the NLCS 5-1 as they now have to head to L.A. Brewers manager Pat Murphy says don't count this team out.
The one thing is you guys might have us counted out, and I understand that. 90% of the teams that have been in this situation don't win the series. But this team has been counted out a lot this year, and I think there's some fight left in them, and it'll be a little tougher path, right, doing it on the road, but we swept the Dodgers early in the year on the road.
Game 3 is Thursday at 5:08 p.m. You can listen to the game on 620 WTMJ radio. The Bucks end their preseason with a 3-1 record. They begin the season next Wednesday against the Wizards. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, 833-212-1017. All right, so white assumptions, Black reality. There's just some things in life that I want to talk about, but I want to know what you think. But in order for me to know what you think, I got to tell you what I think. One thing I think is never drink carbonated soda when you're on the radio, because you talk too much and it makes you want to belch all the time, and then you got to keep turning around. And while I'm buying it, I'm thinking, well, you know, I need something to drink. So I was running late, and I had to get something to eat, and I hadn't eaten all day. And I said, I gotta get something. And I broke down and got a Polish, which is something you should never eat when you're rushed. Anyway. And so here I am. Then I was like, I need something to drink. So then I got a carbonated soda. Well, see how that's working out. Assumptions. We make assumptions. So, white assumptions and Black reality. So, when I interact with many white people, This is a generalization because I don't want to call any individual people out. Okay? But when I deal with, on average, the average white person, they often assume their perspective, their understanding, their way is right, and yours possibly couldn't be right. I've had people on the show. I've talked to people. I've been in a university setting, in a work setting, in a corporate setting, in general setting, in a Starbucks setting, all that. And they seem to, and by all means, I'm open to correction. They seem to believe that when they tell me something, that you should just accept it because it's right. And so I'm thinking, are you telling me because you know that what you're saying is true? Or are you saying it because I can just tell this black person anything and this? And then the first thing people, well, you got to make it racial. Because I listen when they talk to other people, and they're very docile and very respectful and very listening and all that, but I don't get that. I get the, well, what, you didn't know? Oh, it's like, oh, that's what it is. Oh, no, it's not like that. As if they can tell you no, and you go, oh, it's not? Wow. But then when you challenge it, well, why are you being so defensive? I'm defensive? You just said something that was your opinion, basically based on the information I have and the research I did on it, because I wouldn't be talking to you about it unless I did. They're lying. So do I call you a liar? Or do I say, I disagree with that. I think it's this. Oh, no, it can't be. Huh? I mean, jobs they've never done, places they've never been, cultures they don't understand, because they tend to, well, let me see. Does it fit my culture? Does it fit my tradition? Does it fit my custom? Does it fit my rules? Does it fit my morals? Does it fit my character? No? Well, then it's wrong. Huh? And so my question to you, and I know I'm going out on a limb, what's the one thing you don't like about white people? 833-212-1017. That one thing. Now, I have an idea and I have a belief that if you got to give me 20 reasons why I shouldn't do something, that means I should probably do it, and your reasoning is weak, because if you got to come up with 20 things to stop me from doing something, that means that if you gave me one of them, it wouldn't be enough. Therefore, I should probably do it. Well, not probably. I should do it. I want to know the one thing, just the one thing that you don't like about white people. I just told you mine. I don't know what it is. I can't call it arrogance because I don't know what it is. I can't call it conceit. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I can't call it racist because I don't think it is. I don't know what that is. It's like being talked to and they're patting you on your head. Oh, let me tell you what it really is. Here's what it is. Or if you say something and you're correct about it and they know it, they dismiss it. Well, that happens to everybody. Oh, okay. What's the one thing that when you hear it, it makes you have one of them emojis where you just roll your eyes like, oh my goodness, this is just ridiculous. Because it gets irritating. And who was it? Who was it that said that? Was it Quanda that said that? This is not pop off Wednesday. It's not. It's a simple question. P, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Dr. Ken?
I'm good.
So, to answer your question, I feel like it's the look. It's the staring. Like, whenever I've walked next to a white person or even just remotely looked their way, they just look at me like I'm not supposed to be there or something. Or I'm just like they've never seen a black person. That's kind of like how the stare I get. it's like, what are you? Like, I'm a creature or something. I'm just like, I've never liked that because it's like I'm human too. I bleed too. I'm breathing too. I'm here too. You know, and it's just kind of like, why are you looking at me like I don't belong?
Well,
it's the staring, it's the looks.
Well, I have two questions based on that. First of all, describe yourself.
Describe myself. Okay. I am a 5'5", fairly curvy black woman.
What does time out? What does fairly curvy mean? Do I really want to know that answer? No, probably not. I'm slim thick.
She got it.
Okay? So she kind of got it going on. Okay.
Yeah. I know I pretty much, okay, I can't have RBF. I've been told I have RBF, but other than that, I know for a fact if you meet me, I'm a pretty cheery person. So okay. I don't assume that I have a bad facial expression, but I know I don't. My energy doesn't, I don't come into a room with bad energy is what I'm trying to say.
So what about your education?
My education, I have 21 college credits. I did not finish, unfortunately, because of an accident I had. But other than that, I'm currently an administrative assistant for a home health care agency. Okay. And I also am looking to go back to school for my associates in integrative health sciences.
And how do you dress? You dress like blue jeans or you dress business casual? What?
Business casual.
Okay. So
I can be pretty chic with it, and I'm very stylish, I will say, for myself. But other than that, it's mostly business casual.
What about hair?
I have locks.
Okay. So you have locks. What about eyebrows?
My eyebrows are normal, like every other person. They're not bushy or out of I don't know. They're just normal eyebrows.
So let me get this right. You don't have hair that's not your natural color. You don't have makeup all over your face. What's your skin tone?
Nope.
And I mean in black terms.
I'm brown.
Okay.
I'm caramel macchiato. If you want to go coffee.
Okay. So most people consider you light skinned, even though you're not, but that's what they say.
Oh, I'm not light skinned at all. I'm very much brown.
And so you carry yourself well, you speak well, you're confident. So why are you acting like them?
What do you mean?
Well, you think you all that. Look, you hear that laugh? That's that Denzel Washington laugh. Like you know I am who I am. I'm comfortable with who I am, and I'm walking through, and I'm in my space, and I'm going, and you're supposed to be in awe.
Yeah, I guess I am confident who I am, so I guess I was trying to understand the stare myself.
Now watch this. Where were you when all this happened?
I guess you could say typically I'm in spaces of business or also just like everyone else out shopping. I get the look sometimes even just out shopping.
So like, downtown, Glendale, were you at Bayshore? Were you at Brookfield? What?
You could say the Wauwatosa area, as well as...
Say no more. Okay. I got you could have called and said I was walking through Wauwatosa. I'd have been like, "Yep, okay." That would have been that was an easy one. I get the same thing in Wauwatosa. Yep.
Even the South Side too?
Oh yeah. I used to work on the South Side, so I got the look. What are you doing down here? There are no black police officers on the South Side. Say what?
I said that are probably my only gripe. I just don't like the uncomfortable staring. It's like can I have my space back?
So why? First of all, why are you giving them real space? But I don't know why. But at some point, when will you become comfortable with you being you and not worry about what other people think?
That's a good question, but I am very much comfortable, and I don't care. It's just more so it's when you're minding your business and somebody minds yours, it's like, what are you doing?
But why do you care?
I don't know. I just do. I feel like if I'm human enough to walk around and acknowledge that you're here without giving you a weird look, I feel like I deserve the same, you know?
Now, if this was 30, 40 years ago, I would have said, well, then give them a crazy look too. Today, I would say, no, don't do that. Because they might call the police.
I'm not even the type of person to match energy anyway. I'll just look at you and smile and keep walking. Right. I'm like, I see I've got an admirer for today. Okay.
Well, then speak to him. Hey, how you doing?
I don't know. I feel like that scares them.
Well, that's the whole point. I've had instances, and then I got to go because I got to take a break. I've even had instances where as I was walking, the person saw me and walked as far to the wall as they possibly could. It's like they started moving out of my way, like, oh, my God. So you know what I did, right?
Wow.
I started angling my walk toward them, and they moved closer to the wall, and then they finally hit the wall. And I just looked at them like, wow, what an idiot. Like, really?
That's a good one. I might use that.
Weird.
That's
right.
funny.
Well, thank you much. I appreciate it, P.
Of course. Have a good day.
All right, you do the same. Keep listening. 833-212-1017 is the number. So when we come back, I want to talk about culture, not color.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
Hey, is this Carolyn?
It is.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You just won this
Congratulations. Woo!
God is good all the time.
What would you do with $5,000?
I'm going to buy my nieces some school clothes because my nephew just passed away.
Oh.
So I'm going to get them some clothes.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Contract-ready businesses, opportunity seekers, partnership builders, deal closers. Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, is focused on you. This event puts small businesses like yours in the room with buyers, partners, and mentors who can open doors to bigger opportunities. Join us online December 9th and in person December 10th and 11th at Baird Center in downtown Milwaukee. Whether you're a construction company looking for contracts or a service provider ready to grow, Marketplace Wisconsin is for you. Meet one-on-one with government reps, corporate buyers, and resource providers. Small businesses like yours keep Wisconsin moving forward. Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation is here to propel your growth. So join them for Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, December 10th and 11th. Register today at marketplacewisconsin.com. That's marketplacewisconsin.com. Presented by WEDC. Let's look forward together.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
We
believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me go to the talk and text line. Curly Q say, good evening, Dr. Ken and chat. I'm just popping in. What's the topic? Why y'all always do? Go back and listen to the video. Just go back and listen. Sylvia said, that's right, Dr. Ken. That's the South Side in you. I ain't talking about Milwaukee South Side. I'm talking about Chicago South Side, y'all. Yeah. And sometimes you got to go to the Thuggish Ruggish Ball. I'm just saying. Sometimes you got to take it there. You got to take it there. See, I think when it comes down to it, our biggest disagreements are cultural, not racial. And I think many times white people have a disrespect for our culture. They don't know our culture. They assume by what they see on TV and what they hear, or the things that are different from them, it's bad. And it's not. But that mindset is inculcated into everything they do. It's I wouldn't say bred. I think they're born. I don't know. Can't say. But understanding culture is everything. One of the reasons why black people get along so well in America, the ones that do, is because we've had to deal with, acquiesce to, kiss up to white culture in everything we do. And getting white people to understand that it doesn't work that way with us, they just don't understand it. And if it doesn't work, well, I'm just smart enough to figure all that out. See, I got this. And you don't. And then when it doesn't work, I get blamed for it. I get told, well, you didn't do what we told you to do. No, I did what you told me to do, because when you did it, it didn't work. So if it didn't work for you and it's your culture, it's not going to work for me. And I can only fake it for so long, and then I'm going to get tired, and I'm tapping out. I'm out. But nobody listens. That's another one of the topics I'm going to talk about today, listening. You listen, but do you hear me? You hear me, but are you actively listening? You got to have both. Culture is different. So now my question to you now is, what is it white people don't understand about black culture? That one thing. What's the one thing people don't understand, white people don't understand about black culture? For me, they don't understand that they're different. That we only share maybe 40% of culture. And that 40% is what I have to take to work every day and use to work in America, to live in America, to breathe in America, to eat in America, to work every day. And it gets tiring. Because I take that other 60% and I have to stuff it down in me and walk around culturally overweight, carrying around excess baggage because I have to help you with your stuff. And I got to help you with your stuff and my stuff. It gets tiring. So people leave. They leave jobs, they leave marriages, they leave everything. Friendships, cities, towns. It gets tired. Like, black people are tired of having to come to you and say, you cannot do it this way. This is the way to do it. But they don't trust you. So if you're not trusted, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. So at what point do you continue to go, hey, here's the difference, here's the issue. Helping you understand if you do not build trust, because I would say the one issue black people have is trust. Black people don't trust each other, and therefore they don't trust anybody. If you do something wrong in the black community, they speak up for you to save you. That would never happen in the Jewish community. They make loans without even like having paperwork. They don't sign a contract. We think, oh, I'm big now, I got money, and we got to do this. We got to do it right. If you want to save yourself for risk, you gotta have a contract. They sell diamonds. They co-sign. They sell them on consignment. Here, I'm going to give you $50,000 worth. You sell them, and then I give you a cut. Okay. No contract. And I'm going with emphasis. But the reason I'm doing that is because they trust each other. And that if you break that trust, you could be ostracized. You're considered a bad person, morally, character, all that. We don't have that. We have black people that commit crimes and we support them. We give the excuses. And that, I just don't understand. Hopefully we can change that part of our culture. Top 5 at 5 up next.
Come in with straight truth.
If you acted up, if you were out here doing any kind of foolishness or just something that people know would make your family's name look bad, your neighbor from down the street, if they see the son or daughter, be like, what are you doing? They gonna call you out. They gonna let you know that they saw you, and then they gonna tell you, come here. Now you know I'm gonna tell your daddy.
That part.
There are a lot of times when people are new to an area, they don't know where to plug in. And anybody who plugs in the 101.7 The Truth and listen to you and Dame and Truth Nation would know that there is a significant public outcry when violence happens in our community. Don't worry about the outcry if you're not listening to the right people. So I would encourage her to tune in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you guys, Denise Thomas, Dr. Ken Harris, Tori Lowe, and definitely Sherwin Hughes every day.
Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. You think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
When I was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma, I had so many questions. I didn't even know that it was cancer. Now I do. It is cancer. Blood cancer. It's actually one of more than 100 different types, and they're all treated differently. Now, unlike some other forms of cancer, usually there's no tumor. You can't screen for it to prevent it, and the symptoms can look like other things, so it could be hard to diagnose. I had a fever for weeks. I was so tired all the time. I didn't feel like eating or doing anything else for that matter. And I know that this can feel scary. But if you know what to look out for, you'll know what to tell your doctor. And you'll feel more empowered to take the next steps. Like getting in touch with the people who know the ins and outs and can help with everything blood cancer related. Blood Cancer United. They work one-on-one with each person who reaches out to answer questions and offer resources. Blood Cancer United was there for me, and they can be there for you.
Go to bloodcancerunited.org to learn more.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Wisconsin lawmakers are passing a bill that would require public schools to ban students from using cell phones in classrooms. Supporters like Republican State Senator Rachel Cabral-Cabrera say that will help students focus.
When we look at polls, 97% of children will utilize their phone at least once a day within the classroom.
Democratic State Senator Melissa Radcliffe worries about communication during emergencies.
Would be a dangerous step backward in ensuring the immediate safety of our children, especially in the wake of recent horrific shootings and crises.
Most school districts across the state have already implemented some form of a cell phone restriction. The bill now heads to the governor's desk. It's an effort to revamp and renovate correctional facilities in Wisconsin. Governor Tony Evers is asking for the State Building Commission to release $15 million for the state budget to help state-run prisons. The release of the funding would help close down Green Bay Correctional Institution, Copper Lake, and Lincoln Hills schools. The funding would also help with the development of adding space to other state facilities and help establish vocational programs for inmates nearing their release date. The State Building Commission plans to meet on October 28th. Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin has paused abortion services at the Milwaukee, Sheboygan, and Madison locations due to the Big Beautiful Bill. OBGYN and former congressional candidate Dr. Kristen Leary says this.
Family planning, it's STI screening for sexually transmitted infections, it's contraception, it's cancer screening, it's preventive care, so much other stuff. The way that the bill was written would take down Planned Parenthood clinics all across the country. And we don't want our patients who need all of these other services, who rely on these other services.
About 4% of Planned Parenthood services are abortions. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Got it? Good. So, all I can say is
number 5.
Okay. Woo! I was about to panic. Like, wait a minute. I hit it, and I hit it again, and I only hit it once. Anyway, but that sounded more dramatic, didn't it? So, Brewers, what we doing? All I hear, we're down, but we're not out. I know they're hoping for a comeback. But I think the only thing they're going to come back to is Milwaukee.
Well, no, I have to I have to eat my words.
Because you was talking trash. They going to do it.
It wasn't trash.
Hey, don't mess up don't let the truth get in the way of a good story now. They're going to come back. They gon' this. They gonna be great. Ah! Yeah.
No,
what happened to that glitter hat? Where your glitter hat?
Yeah, that's at home. It's in the back. It's in the back of the closet for a little while. I need to see them win a game first. No, I have to go back on my words. I thought that there was no way that they could get another performance like that out of a pitcher, and that performance was twice as good as the one that Blake Snell had game 1. So things are looking bleak. According to history as well, only 15 teams in the history of the MLB have come back from down 2-0.
They have the largest payroll in baseball.
Them boys good. They're good at baseball.
The largest payroll in baseball.
Yeah. It would have been very good to see them win at least one at home, and now they go to the West Coast for 3 games. And hopefully we get to see what would be a deciding game 6 at home.
The largest payroll in baseball. That's all I got.
You think money buys wins?
The largest payroll used to be the New York Yankees. How many have they won? The largest payroll.
26 or 27, actually, correction. Actually, wait, no, 26. What am I talking about?
I'm just saying. Okay. Oh, we can compete. Okay. When the Packers put money in their payroll and got Reggie White and all those players, what did they win? 2 Super Bowls. When they got cheap, we got ticket sales now. They went mediocre. And now they got it.
It's just hard. The franchise has never been known to spend that much money in that, or I guess for that time frame.
Then you're not going to win.
That's the thing. Nowadays, you have to pay players who are generational talents. You have to sign 12-year, $120, if not $200 million. And the Brewers would rather spread that out and kind of get guys from the farm system, which they've done, and it works. But
clearly it's not.
It hasn't gotten you over the hump, though. That's the thing. So.
Right. I remember this team that they dumped all this money in. And they played baseball, and they were out of Florida. And this team that they said, it's not going to be. And he said, I want the best players I can possibly get. And he did the opposite of what a new team did. In year 2, they won what? The World Series. We had this other football team that came out of nowhere, did the same thing. Out of nowhere. Put the money in the payroll, boom. Won the Super Bowl. Hadn't won since. And so we're starting to see a pattern through all these sports that if you don't spend the money, it doesn't matter how good your bullpen is or how good your bats are. They paid for consistent bullpen and consistent bats to the point where the reliever could come in inning 3, finish the game, and pitch more innings than the guy that started and win.
Or half the time they have a 2-run lead going into, late
going
rounds of the
into
game.
the bottom of the first.
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah, it looks bleak. It does look very bleak. But if anyone can do it, it's this team. Again, this is a team that defeated them 6 times in the regular season. It doesn't matter right now, but they have some type of recipe or film I guess, to kind of study. I'm trying to be a little optimistic.
Here it comes.
Just work with me here.
Here it comes. There it is. There it is.
Flying to L, that's crazy.
I did that yesterday, and you told me I was wrong. I did that the first day. You told me I was wrong. So what are we doing?
You might be the bad luck charm here.
I'm not the bad luck charm. I know how to call it. Now, here's what I predict. The Brewers will only win 1 out of 3.
I could see them winning the next 2. I could see them winning the next 2 and losing the last one in L.A. I think that's the most realistic, I guess, kind of outtake or aspect of this. I don't know if the Dodgers have any more good arms to use for the next couple of days. They've got some guys that they can rest. They can give their bullpen, a breather, so to speak. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if they drop 2 at home and they have another one to bank on where they can go all out.
Let me tell you what the Dodgers are thinking about doing. Win the first 2, lose 1, then win. And they're done.
Well, it's not even that. One of the things that people need to think about, too, Ohtani's going to be on that mound for one of these games.
Right.
Which is terrifying.
Which is probably game 4. Because it'll be a must-win. And it's a must-win for them if they lose the third game, and it's a must-win for them if they win the third game. So either way,
they say pressure makes diamonds, so
smoke is coming.
Yeah, we'll see.
They bring in all the smoke. We taking any back to L.A.? I don't think so. I hope they do. I think it is an absolute. The problem is this team right now can't do better next year than they do this year.
And that's the most terrifying part.
And that's the problem.
Yeah. Where does the team go from here?
Right. Because if you don't get one more big league pitcher and 2 bats, you're never going to do it. You got some players that are just there. And I know they start and I know they play, but you know what? If you can't hit the ball, dude, none of that matters. So, all right. Well, thank you much.
As always.
As always. As always? Wait a minute. That's not right. As always?
Appreciate it.
As always, you said that they was going to win.
Oh, there you go.
Number 4.
From CBS 58, Governor Evers sent a letter to the Trump administration today to advise them against terminating more than $1.5 billion in U.S. Department of Energy awards that have been awarded. And reportedly, they've been designated for Wisconsin-based companies and organizations. In a letter to Energy Secretary Chris Wright, he said ending the awards would be counterintuitive, reckless, and ill-advised amid record energy demand and rising costs. So the letter follows reports that more than 600 Department of Energy projects nationwide could be revoked. Are they revoked or they're just not being paid? I don't think they're revoked. They're not taking them back. Revoked is anyway. The governor said cutting the programs could raise annual household energy costs by about $300 by 2035. From that list, awards to Wisconsin-based companies and organizations or projects located partially or fully in Wisconsin total over $1.5 billion alone. He said, I'm urging you to reaffirm their commitment. We're not sending out any money, Governor Evers. Did anybody wake him up and tell him that the government shut down? I don't think so.
Number 3.
From JS Online, Wisconsin is ranked, you ready? Among the worst in the country for college affordability. That's according to a new report. The National College-tainment Network, a nonprofit aimed at improving student access for higher education, has calculated each state's affordability gap for nearly a decade. It compares the cost of attendance at each institution to what the average student and family can pay. I don't know if that's a good comparison, but the organization's latest annual report based on 2022-2023 data found none of Wisconsin's 4-year public universities and just 2 of the state's technical colleges were actually affordable. Only 4 other states ranked lower in their share of schools being unaffordable. That's Delaware, but then I can't imagine why you want to go to school in Delaware, unless you want to go to Delaware State. New Hampshire, another one of those states where why do you want to go? If you trip, you'll fall out of state. North Dakota, there's nobody there but military. And Rhode Island, I just came from there. I don't ever want to go back to Rhode Island. The organization suggested expanding a need-based tuition promise program as among the best solutions to address affordability in Wisconsin. Can I raise my hand? Hello? Can I raise my hand? Who's going to pay for that? Is the state going to pay for it? Yeah, good luck with that. To estimate student costs, the author pulled each school's published cost of attendance, including tuition, fees, housing, and other costs, and then she added $300 for emergencies. See, here's the problem. The author added how much for emergencies? You came back and asked for $300 in a month. You couldn't get $300. You could drive maybe what? 1 state, maybe 2. But that's all you could do. So at some point, we have to look at that. We have to look at that. The average affordability gap for students attending four-year public universities is $3,549, and that's more than twice the national average.
Number 2.
Speaking of school, they're shut down, but we still got to do the FAFSA because it's October. The Department of Education has opened the FAFSA for 2026-2027, assuring student applications will still be processed. That is what I wanted you to know. That came from fox6now.com. I want to say thank you to them. So if you plan to go to college, you can go to the FAFSA website and make sure you complete your information.
Number 1.
From news1.com, 29 years ago, is that right? Or is it 49 years ago? I can't add. Doesn't matter. This is the 59th, my bad, 59th anniversary of the founding of the Black Panther Party. And we remember those who paved the way before us, put words into actions, and demonstrated what the reality of community-based support and protection actually looks like. As one of the most storied African-American groups in the turbulent late 1960s, Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, commonly known as the Black Panthers, stood not only for its militant appearance, but also for its work in impoverished neighborhoods. As students at Oakland's Merritt College, formerly Oakland City College, Huey Newton and Bobby Seale were inspired by the teachings of Malcolm X, who was slain just a year before the party began. Huey Newton and Bobby Seale, growing tired of police brutality and other injustices against Black Americans, formed the Panther Party on this day, October 15th, 1966.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, Truth fam, this is your girl, Melanie Ricks, and I want to remind you to tune into Nothing But the Truth digital show with me, Melanie Ricks, presented by Visit Milwaukee. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., a new episode drops on the 1017 The Truth YouTube page. And since it is on YouTube, I hold nothing back. I give you all my hot takes on celebrity gossip and give you the tea on relationships that you don't want to miss. Subscribe to 1017 The Truth on YouTube so you never miss Nothing But the Truth digital show, dropping every Wednesday at 6 p.m., presented by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
The 24th annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 28th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Baird Center. Green Bay Packers all-time leading receiver and Super Bowl champion Donald Driver will be the featured guest and keynote speaker. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp's STEAM-based education program to thousands of K-3 through 5th grade students and educators across Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org. Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 10/31 of 2025.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance, so back on up, cause you know we're about to rip it up. Give me the microphone first so I can bust like a bubble. Compton and Long Beach together, now you know you in trouble. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Too low depth, going crazy. Death Row is the label that pays me. Unfadable.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I have a very, very, can I say very enough? Very, very special guest, because this is, well, I guess I can say because you've been with me from the start. 1MKE, I have the pleasure of having Miss Maddie Day.
Hello.
In studio. How are you?
I'm doing really good.
And so 1MKE is a proud sponsor of Truth Summit. And, you know, when I heard about it year one, you know, yeah, they want to be here. And I don't even think you all were thought about in the beginning. And then all of a sudden somebody said, yeah, well, 1MKE wants to come in and, you know, they want a table. I was like, that's great. Cool. But 1MKE said, can they do some other stuff and get some stuff away? And I was like, well, okay, absolutely. But 1MKE said, can they just sponsor it? I was like, absolutely. And then I went to the table and I looked at some of the things you do and some of the powerful inroads you've made into the city of Milwaukee. So what I want you to do is first tell everybody, what is 1MKE?
Yeah, so 1MKE is all about building civic engagement in the city of Milwaukee. That can sound really vague, I feel like, a lot of times. So we're trying to say that it's connecting people to resources and benefits that they could use to benefit their lives. It's connecting people to their community, and it's also connecting people to their local government. So not just getting people out to vote during election times, but also making sure you know your alderperson, making sure you know when your city budget hearing is, which is just coming up and now is in the talks right now. Making sure you know who to talk to when you have a problem. Really being like aware that the city's here to work for you. So you got to tell them what's going on in order for them to help you.
So when you say the city is here to work for us, what's the connection? Because you're other than 911. You're pretty much the 1-1 for everything in the city of Milwaukee. Are you a nonprofit or are you a city agency? Because it sounds like you're kind of on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah. So technically we're a coalition. So it's kind of weird, but we're technically nothing. We're not a for-profit. We're not a nonprofit.
Okay.
We're not a government agency. We're a group of local businesses and nonprofits and government agencies in the city that want to see more people get connected, like I said, with all those things before, then more civically engaged.
And so if I have an issue and I don't know what to do with it, or I just don't know where to start, I can come to 1MKE because that's where you can point me in the direction I need to be. But it kind of sounds like I can send you where you need to go.
Yeah, so there's a couple of ways that 1MKE works. You know, we're still very new, so I like to say we're in like our learning and growing phase. We're trying to talk to as many nonprofit organizations and learn about as much of the city as possible to then bring back to residents and be like, okay, we're not gonna. I always say we're not gonna help. We're not gonna run a food pantry, but we can show you 5 different food pantries in the area that you can go to. So we're trying to find as many of those resources to let residents know. We also would just love to shout out, because we're working with the city, that there is 211 and there is a City of Milwaukee mobile action app, and a city phone number. So all 3 of those you can technically call as well if you're having some immediate problems. Our website, we have our listing a bunch of these services and all of the partners that we were working with. So if you just want to like peruse, less, emergency focus, less immediate focus. If you're like, I think I'm going to be needing some more support with childcare soon. We'll be working on listing all of those resources in the city that are related to childcare.
And so you work with partisan, nonpartisan, you work with political, you work with churches, synagogues. You pretty much take any resource and you can direct somebody to something that they want.
So we're strictly nonpartisan.
Well, I mean,
but that's
I just meant in terms of
our biggest thing
right.
is like if we're promoting
you're not political.
Yes,
Okay.
not political,
Right.
not partisan. We want to get the information out there.
Right.
If we work with one political party, we got to work with every single
Right.
political party as
Right.
well. And so we want to be as straightforward as what is information to help Milwaukee citizens.
Right.
When it comes to a lot of that political stuff, we're specifically talking about, do you know what's on your ballot? Do you know where to go vote? Do you know if you're registered? Here's any problems you might come up and how to fix those. But other than that, any organization that's in Milwaukee that's helping people, if you don't know, or if you are not getting a lot of traction on a program, or you don't know, a lot of people don't know about your services, we want to get that word out for you and let people know that they can go to them.
So you're more about the what and not the who.
Yeah. Yes. I would say showing off all of the different things.
So if I come to you, you're not going to say, go to this daycare. You're going to say, here are 5 daycare centers.
Yeah. And we can be like, what neighborhood are you in? Yeah.
Okay.
These are close by. We can say, these are ones that we have worked with.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of our partners. We're building relationships with them, just as our team of 5. So there's going to be, we can say, look, Hausa on the south side is doing really great work with their 24/7 childcare program. Like we know them, we've worked with them. We know that they're a good person to turn to, something like that.
So then what's been your toughest nut to crack?
Like a topic, like a issue in Milwaukee?
Just you. Like we're one MKE and we've done all these things. We've got all these resources, but that.
Yeah. I'd say one of the biggest things right now is just how new we are, which is really exciting because there's so many opportunities. And so it's just figuring out what should we be doing that will best help people get more involved. I think another big issue that we're facing is, I was just talking about this with your team too, about how siloed Milwaukee can be. A lot of people.
That's a new word for it.
a lot of people like their community, they like their group, and that can be government likes their group, nonprofits like their group, residents like their group. They don't always want to go out of that group and learn more information or tell people about information they're providing. And sometimes they are trying to do that and they just don't know how to get out of their silo. They don't know how to tell more than the 10 people who are actively following them about this new service they're providing or this new program that they can take advantage of. So that's kind of like a bigger overarching problem that I've been seeing.
Okay.
That I think we're really trying to, as 1MKE, be the space that people can go to talk about these resources, to find out this information, and to, we want to be that space where the professionals can really talk about it.
It sounds like you're that space, but you're also the bridge as well, because the organizations can go from organization to organization.
Yeah. That's a big thing we've been doing too.
So then what can people do to help you? Like, do you take donations or do you take volunteers or how's that work?
Yeah, volunteers. We're always taking volunteers. Not as much now because summertime is event time and program time, but still throughout the year we are going out, we're tabling, we're talking to residents, and volunteers helps so much with doing that. Especially next year, there's going to be 4 elections in the city, one in February, one in April, one in August, and one in November, I believe. And so we're going to need some help get some volunteers telling people about all of these elections that are going on. Though that's a really huge thing. But I think the other thing is really just to follow along with us, share information with people, talk to family and friends, follow us on social media, connect with our newsletter, and tell us if you see us out in the community. Tell us what issues you've been seeing. What ways do you think we could be helping more? We're really based on that community feedback, and so as much of that as possible, we'd love.
Okay, so you've been doing this for how long?
About a year and a half.
All right, so it's a year and a half. So that's 24. It's 2033. It's been 10 years, and 1MKE's been here for 10 years. What do you want it to look like?
So a big kind of lofty goal that is ever moving. We'll see if it ends up being one of our top goals still. But I would love to see an office of civic engagement in the city of Milwaukee.
Okay.
Other cities, big cities, have this, and they're doing a lot of the work that we're doing of running engaging events and programming to get residents more involved, making things really clear and legible about how residents should get involved. And so I think to have that as a staple in Milwaukee would be a really huge supportive thing. And like have it be an office that's backed by the city. Would be fantastic.
I would ask you one more question, but I'm going to ask, can you hang for another segment?
Yeah.
Excellent. Mandy Day from 1MKE, who is our prior sponsor of the first and second annual Truth Summit. She'll be there November 15th. She's going to be there the entire time. She doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to interview her that day.
Oh.
Oops, I think I just told her. We're going to definitely talk to her on the radio and push a lot of things that you're doing, and I think it's great. And so if you have any questions, you can go to 1mke.org, or you can call on the talk and text line, 833-212-1017. Can you take some calls if they call?
Sure. Yeah.
Answer some texts.
Oh, I know.
We're on YouTube. We're on all that. We're on all the social media you're on.
All right.
All right. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. We'll be right back. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
We do have an accident. We did have an accident at 25th Street on westbound 94. Now, they have been able to take that one off the freeway. We're still seeing delays coming out of the Marquette interchange and again, all the way through the Stadium interchange to about Hawley Road. Eastbound, though, that backup is right out of the zoo. It's pretty solid all the way past Hawley Road. Another issue on on Brewers Boulevard, southbound, south of the freeway, just about at National Avenue, that first major intersection right there. We have the left lane blocked with a broken down vehicle, so watch out for that. Beyond that, on westbound 94, beyond the Highway 100 area, we do have backups all the way into Waukesha County, pretty much past Calhoun. On the bypass heading southbound, you got backups out of the zoo interchange all the way down to about Lincoln. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, gradual clearing, a low of 52. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a slight chance for a shower, a high of 65. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. 101.7 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Join the Truth next Friday night as the Hilltoppers look to finish the season strong as they take on the Germantown Warhawks. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Here is Kyle Wallace with his truth.
Truth Nation, I guess I've officially graduated from big bro to unk status, at least according to my little cousin. That's what he said. Now, at first I pushed back a little bit, and I was offended by the assertion that I was old enough to be unk. But after a little thought, y'all, I actually embraced the label of being unk and the responsibility which comes with being quote-unquote unk. See, as unk, I think it's my duty to look out for and support the youth and young cats coming up after me. Embrace the role as being a mentor and role model and aim to protect our kids at all costs. With the news cycle always seemingly being negative towards the youth, we need to take it back upon ourselves to change the narrative and uplift our youth. Our kids are so much more than fights, stolen cars, Kia boys, or acting a fool in public. We can't allow a small population of children to depict who our kids really are in the city of Milwaukee. You have to resist the urge to want to bash our kids and be so quick to pass judgment or disparage the youth. And we gotta stop acting as if we were not once in their shoes, making poor decisions, having regrets. I know we have all been there. Now, regardless of how funny it may sound to say YN, don't label our kids that. That is far from a term of endearment, and we have to remember you become what people call you. If someone calls you dumb over and over and over again, you may start believing that you are dumb, and you may start having self-doubt in oneself. Don't put that type of self-hating energy on our youth, Milwaukee. We need to call them YKs and YQs for young kings and young queens, even when they might frustrate you. Remember, they are still only kids. With the summer being here, there is no better time to encourage them to aspire to be great. Give them positive reinforcement. Give them positive affirmation until we get it through their minds on who they really are and what they can become. An unstoppable force of greatness.
Listen to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace weekdays from noon to 1 p.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers are heading to the desert to play the Arizona Cardinals, who are now 2-4. Packers currently sit atop the NFC North at 3-1-1. The Brewers lose Game 2 of the NLCS 5-1 as they now have to head to LA. Brewers manager Pat Murphy says don't count this team out.
The one thing is you guys might have us counted out, and I understand that. 90% of the teams that have been in this situation don't win the series. But this team has been counted out a lot this year, and I think there's some fight left in them, and it'll be a little tougher path, right, doing it on the road, but we swept the Dodgers early in the year on the road.
Game 3 is Thursday at 5:08 p.m. You can listen to the game on 620 WTMJ radio. The Bucks end their preseason with a 3-1 record. They begin the season next Wednesday against the Wizards. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. The countdown is not, did I say that right? The countdown? The countdown. Anyway, the countdown is on for the second annual Truth Summit, happening Saturday, November 15th, 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. at Thrive on King. It's a free in-person event that brings together bold voices and sharp minds to tackle Milwaukee's biggest problems. For me, that means healthcare disparities all the way to fixing our broken education pipeline. I'll be leading the charge with experts and having real talk. You don't want to miss it. Lock in your seat right now. Go to 1017thetruthsummit.com. That's 1017thetruthsummit.com. Presented by 1MKE and Thrive on King. Speaking of 1MKE, Maddie Day is here from 1MKE. You seem to have fallen into a space where there's a significant gap in just one place to go for events, one place to go to find help, one place to go. Like I'm scrolling through your website at 1mke.org, and you've got, like, I'm not at the end yet. I'm like, you've got events, you've got places you want to go, you've got Civic Buzz coming up in October. You got this great thing on the 15th called the Truth Summit, and I know you're going to be talking to me that day. But what can you tell people when it really comes down to the whole reason for this, you said, is for civic engagement? What is your definition of that? Because we hear it a lot, and people talk about, interacting with the city, interacting with nonprofits and communities and coming together. But what does that mean for you?
Yeah. I kind of struggled with it too when I first started. Like, it's something you hear so often, and I feel like most people just think of civic engagement means go vote. And that's kind of the end of it.
Okay.
And that's really important.
Right.
Definitely go vote.
But if you're going to be nonpartisan, you can't just stay stuck on the vote.
We want you to go vote. We don't care about who you vote for. We just want you to go vote. That's what we always say.
Right.
But civic engagement, we believe, should be a year-long thing. And it shouldn't just happen every 4 years during a national election. Civic engagement can mean getting closer and more connected to your community. So like we said, talking about different nonprofits, different resources that are available in the city, getting connected with those, getting to know your neighbors more and being able to look out for your neighbors, building that knowledge. So if you or your neighbors in some kind of issue, you're like, here's a bunch of places that you can go to help support them. Civic engagement is also getting connected to your local government, which is where the voting comes in, but it shouldn't just end there. It should also be going to city budget hearings. It should be talking to your alderperson, like knowing their name, shaking their hand.
Imagine that.
Yeah, going to having them be at events or knowing where their office is. It should be going to knowing what representative is responsible for what. You know, I feel like a lot of representatives will get things that are national focused or come down on a national level, and you're talking to your local alderperson about something to do with, the voter rights, when they're like, my hands are tied. That's not what I do specifically. Or like, but if you have a problem with your local parks, let's talk about that, with a county representative. So figuring out, just learning more about what is all going on, getting more leadership in yourself, building that confidence so you can go out and you can help others. You can help yourself as well. And then building that community, making sure you have a sense of belonging, and that you care for one another. That really all falls under civic engagement.
Okay, so, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted you to stay an extra segment. And I'm going to keep you a couple more minutes. So, I just moved to Milwaukee. It's October 15th, 2025. I got a job at Northwestern Mutual, and now I've been working like a month, and now I'm getting settled, and I have a house, and I have a car, and I got all this stuff, but I have no idea where am I? I don't even know the name of the neighborhood I live in, right? I'm going to come to 1MKE, and you're going to tell me what?
I think some of the biggest things, find out what neighborhood you're in. I think that's a big thing. Because then
now in Milwaukee, why is that important?
I feel, a lot of people call Milwaukee a city of neighborhoods. I also think that you have a lot of pride a lot of times in your neighborhood. And the hope is that we're increasing that pride in the neighborhoods.
Okay.
We don't want to just help people try and fix a problem. We also want to help increase pride, that they're proud of the neighborhood that they're from. And so I think finding out your neighborhood would also be a really big thing, because a lot of times there's Friends of the Parks organizations, there's business improvement districts, neighborhood improvement districts, neighborhood associations that you can get involved in, that at the very least, if you go to their website, they will have information about, some have information about local grants for the exterior of your home renovation. Some have information about the local schools and, education activities that are happening. Some will talk about different events, that there's just event-specific, neighborhood-specific events going on. All of these are a really good way to help get involved on that hyper-local level.
So what can I do about family? So it's a year later, and now, we've got, I forget what they call it, the sandwich generation, where I got young kids and grandma and grandpa just moved in. I got the in-laws, and now I'm here. Can 1MKE help me find resources for something like that, or at least point me in a direction?
Yeah, like I kind of said, we want to be the one that points you in the direction to something. So we we table at events. Our kind of big thing is that we're trying to get in touch with residents, but we don't want to do it in the traditional canvassing way where people go door to door and
get
talk to
another piece of mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We try to go to those third spaces. A lot of concert in the parks, a lot of like grocery stores, things like that, where we can meet and talk to people a little more real. And we come with binders that are like 4 inches thick, probably, that are just filled with flyers from local organizations. So we have things about senior care and senior support. We have things about applying for Medicaid. We also have things about, different preschools, after-school camps, summer camps. Whether it's like a financial thing that you want support on, whether it's what do I do with all these people in my house now? Like, where do they go? How can they be entertained? We want to try and provide events and programs and things like that. But like I said, it's really just telling people about what already exists. That's our biggest thing.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So 10 years from now, I should be able to call you and you should be able to tell me where I can go to
That's the hope. Yeah.
To a senior daycare somewhere.
Sure.
We're talking to Maddie Daly. She's what is your title? Like Grand Poobah of
Program Director.
She is the one at 1MKE. How's that? She's the one.
Well, I appreciate that.
All right. At 1MKE, you can go to 1mke.org. They will be a proud sponsor of Truth Summit. So you need to sign up, come see Maddie, and she's going to talk. She's going to be on the radio that day, and she'll be talking about all the resources she has and things you can find.
Could I also give a quick shout out for a program that we're starting up? So we are going to be doing neighborhood task forces. They're going to be in 4 neighborhoods that we're working in, which is Washington Park, Washington Heights, Clark Square, and Walker's Point.
Okay.
If you're living in any of these neighborhoods, we want you to join a task force. So you will meet once a month for the first 6 months of 2026 to try and complete a project or solve a problem that will pop up in one of these 4 neighborhoods. For actually the week before the Truth Summit.
Okay.
So you can have a full week of community engagement and empowerment. Wow. We are going to have listening sessions in each of these 4 neighborhoods where we want the community to really show out. And we want to hear from these neighbors in these 4 neighborhoods what is something they want to see. Like I said, it could be pride. It could be creating a mural. It could be a problem that they want to solve. It could be, the constraints are that we want to have it done in 6 months, and we want it to be done by neighbors, and have the idea come from neighbors as well. So if you're in any of these 4 neighborhoods, please go to 1mke.org. There's going to be a little survey. You can sign up, and please stay in touch. So
I have to come. I got to give you the idea, which means I got to give you something simple, because then I have to do it. Wow. If someone wants to make a donation, how do they do that?
So we're not accepting donations right now, actually.
Okay.
I think we're going to get that up on our website soon. We would love to have more donations. But I think the biggest thing would probably be reach out to the Milwaukee Public Library. They work with us a lot. If you'd like to give a donation, they are a great organization to give a donation to.
So I can go to the Milwaukee Public Library Foundation and then say, I want this to go to 1MKE for their resource work and their community work.
Yes.
Wow, that's great. Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Maddie Daly, she is the program director for 1MKE. You'll see her on Saturday, November 15th. And you'll hear her Saturday, November 15th, because she will be on the radio. She don't know that yet, but she's going to be on the radio with me. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. This is a great time.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
going to say something. I'm a conservative, as you know. I might not agree with you all the time, but even when I don't agree with you, you crack me up. And the other guy, he just pretend conservative all day. And you do make me think. But when you do better than anyone, you think on your feet.
Now that was a compliment coming from somebody who is as Trump-loving as he is, that can appreciate what we do here.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law Offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law Offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law Offices make our community a better place.
They are the best.
For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law Offices.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society, HAWS, believes in keeping pets healthy and families together. No one should have to choose between rent and veterinary care. The Wellness Clinic at Hawes Animal Shelter in Waukesha offers important basics of dog and cat care to our community. Pet owners can schedule general exams, sick visits, receive vaccinations, even get preventatives and nail trims. Appointments are available weekdays and can be scheduled by calling 262-542-8852. Contact Hawes of Waukesha today for your pet's care.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 10/31 of 2025.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
How do I say?
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Mao asks, what's the purpose of the task force? So the task force is going to come together with those 4 neighborhoods and kind of vet what the ideas are and come up with a plan and come up with somebody in each neighborhood that wins and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. Calling all Black-owned business owners and entrepreneurs. You're looking to share your story and grow your reach, just like Maddie Daly just did. We have teamed up with Associated Bank for our Black-owned business give back, in each quarter 4 lucky business owners will win an opportunity to spotlight their brand and journey on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. To sign up for your business spotlight interview, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure right here on 1017 The Truth. For official rules, because you know we got rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. There it is. We want to say thank you to Mao, the elephant, and Sincere, Ronnie Ray Real, and Quanda, and Not Really a City Girl, Babar. I saw Fonz over there. Yeah, Fonz, we talked about that on yesterday, the shooting on 49th and Mill, and kind of went through all that. Let's see who else is here. There's a lot of y'all here. DD is here. SC is here. Oh, my goodness. Y'all having a party up in here. And didn't even invite me. Willie's here. Dimitri. Everybody up in here. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. It's the analysis tonight. The analysis is coming up at 6 o'clock, and then after that, you will have the Tori Lowe Show and rebroadcast for the entire broadcast day all the way. I don't know. Tori Lowe. Tori Lowe's coming up next, not the analysis. I think they're doing a special thing, so I got to be quiet. It's a super secret thing, so they're doing some stuff. Just hang around. They'll be back. I will see you in 22 hours. Hey, y'all. God bless. Take care. Glenn, appreciate you. Guess I'll be quiet. I'm out.